Good morning. Oh gosh, it's cold and raw. It rained last night quite a bit for quite a while. This morning there was just as much condensation on the inside of my tent as rain on the outside. So I've been trying to wipe that off. My hands are numb. I'm almost ready. I just have to take down the tent and then get going. Planning about 13 miles today. Let's hope the sun comes out. I can't believe I was complaining about the heat yesterday afternoon. I'm at the top of Snowbird Peak. It's been really cold. The good thing is that the sun is coming out, so I'm thinking that means things will warm up and dry out a little bit. We've got an interesting feature here at the top. Let me show you. This is some kind of weird communication tower from, I have no idea back when, but there is a warning sign, so I'm not going to go near it. I've even got my Gore-Tex over mittens on, because even with my warmer winter gloves, my fingers were going numb. All right, it's late morning. I haven't done very much filming this morning, only because it's been so cold. I haven't wanted to stop and take out the phone or take off my gloves. But it's getting a little bit better now. It's in the 40s, so I'm gonna stop and sit on this log and have a snack. The sun feels good. I've been finding that it's difficult to thermoregulate when there's a little bit of a wind, especially up on the ridges or across the gaps. Right now, over my t-shirt, I have my sun hoodie and my microgrid fleece hoodie. And going downhill, I was just fine with that. But now, going uphill, it's getting a little hotter. And I was thinking of layering down, maybe taking the fleece off. And then I stopped for a quick snack break, and I was chilly again. Now, it's definitely warmed up some from this morning. It's probably in the 40s now. Maybe even like upper 40s, low 50s, not sure. But you get a little taste of that wind, and it's cold. So I'm gonna leave it on for now. I've actually been trying to thermoregulate using my hats and hoods. If I get warm, I take the hat off. If I get cold, I put it back on or put a hood up. Because I can do those things without having to stop and take the pack off. And I'm gonna stop for lunch in another hour and a half, something like that. So I'll reassess then. That tree behind me had a right turn blaze on it, which means the trail is going to turn right. So I wonder how many people turn right and start going down here. I almost did, until I noticed this. Here's the right turn. I'm in the last mile of my climb up to Max Patch, which is a grassy, bald, kind of iconic on the Appalachian Trail, with views in all directions on a clear day like it is today. And Very often people like to go up there for either sunrise or sunset, which would be pretty cool. Here's my thought. Every time I walk through an area where the trail is kind of exposed, it's very windy. So I'm thinking that that'll bring the wind chill down to about too cold to sit there waiting for sunset. It was so popular for people to want to see sunrise and sunset from up at the top that they were camping up there in droves. And of course, that began to affect the environment. And so they instituted a multi-year ban for no camping up at the top. And of course, that ban expires the end of June of this year. So it's still in effect right now. I won't be able to camp up there. It's beautiful up here. I can see why people stay for sunrise and sunset. I'm just enjoying the sun at the moment and the views. There were people up here when I got here. Now everybody's gone. I have the whole place to myself. But it's time to move on. They did a prescribed burn on the land around Max Patch. Everything is charred and smells like a forest fire. That's my spot for tonight. I actually set up right behind the shelter. Yes, aren't you a beautiful dog? Hello. Good morning. So cold last night. It was below freezing. The sun is just coming up now. I left camp around daybreak. It was just getting light. It seems to take me longer to get myself organized and packed up in the morning when it's that cold. I think I keep going back and forth between packing my stuff and trying to keep warm. It's hard to do certain things with gloves on, but if you take your gloves off for too long, then your fingers go numb. My fingers and toes were a little numb this morning. My toes are okay now. My fingers are just beginning to kind of come alive. So my goal today is another almost 15-mile day. So, and I know there's some significant climbing and descending today. So, I'll let you know how it goes. I've gone 3.5 miles so far, and I'm stopping for breakfast. Breakfast wasn't oatmeal this morning, it was one of these bars. So I was just too cold and my fingers were too numb to sit and eat it at camp. So I got moving, warmed up a little bit, and now I'm having my breakfast. And the next thing I have is a hill to climb, so that'll fuel me up the hill. It's kind of windy this morning, which is making it chillier. It's good hiking weather, but it's not really good stop and take a break weather, unless you could find a place that is in full sun and shielded from all the wind. I stopped at the top of that hill to have some lunch. It was pretty windy up there, but there was a big circle of rocks, and I kind of sat in the middle and used the rocks to block the wind as much as possible. So now I've got several miles of downhill. My goal is to get as close as possible to hot springs so that I have a Nero into hot springs in the morning, and I can have a good part of the day there. Ever since that long, steep descent into the NOC that aggravated my knees, whenever I see a big descent on the elevation profile, I make this face. So this descent that I'm on now, it's been 4 miles of downhill. I do have to say that it has been rather gentle. Nicely graded. It's not steep. I've been very pleased today, especially because most of the climbs and descents on the AT are quite steep. Makes them very tiring to go up, and it makes them difficult on the knees to go down. In comparison with the trails on the West Coast, I've hiked the John Muir Trail and some sections of the Pacific Crest Trail, and those trails are very gently graded. There's lots of switchbacks, so they go up a little bit at a time. They don't go straight up the mountain like a lot of these trails on the AT do. Now, part of the reason for that is that out west, the trails are graded for stock animals. And I guess if you're going to be bringing stock animals on the trail, the trail can't be too steep because you have to be humane to the stock animals. Anybody guess where I'm going with this? Why is it that we have to be humane to the stock animals and not humane to the hikers? All right, I'll give you the fact that as hikers, we're choosing to do this. The stock animals don't have a choice, but you could still make the trails a little bit more humane for us, even though we're choosing this. Please? See what I mean? Only feet. No bicycles, vehicles, horses, or other pack animals. Because it's steep. I don't mean to sound like I'm complaining. I'm not. And I know what's in store for me in New Hampshire and Maine. I've done that kind of hiking before. And I get that many people like the challenging, steep kinds of trails. I do too. I just usually do it as a day hike not with all of my survival gear on my back. But I'm out here because I choose to be. Good morning. I'm all packed up. It's about 6 a.m. and I'm getting ready to head into the darkness to Hot Springs. You see, I'm not the only lunatic out here hiking in the dark. It actually looks lighter on the camera than it is. Sunrise over Hot Springs. So today is a Nero into Hot Springs. For those of you unfamiliar with backpacking terminology, Nero means nearly zero, meaning you're doing very few miles. This morning's only about 3 miles to get down into town. Zero, of course, would be not doing any miles that day. So, for example, if I had pulled into town last night and decided not to hike at all today and didn't hike on until tomorrow morning, then that would be a zero. I'd be doing no miles at all. Sometimes you could do a zero on trail too, like if you just leave your tent set up and don't hike anywhere that day. Most people don't do that on the Appalachian Trail. They take their zeros in town. I did one trail zero on the John Muir Trail when we spent the day at Kearsarge Lakes. I haven't had any zeros this trip yet. I plan to at some point, but I haven't taken any yet. I've taken a few Neros, particularly when I'm coming into towns like Franklin or Hot Springs. I've taken Neros then. I like to take a Nero coming into town because that gives me more time to spend in the town. If I pull into town around dinner time and I'm hiking out the next morning, I don't have very much time there. And in town, I like to shower and do laundry and upload videos, things like that. So I like to be able to spend the better part of a day in town. Here we are, Hot Springs. This is the river that flooded during Hurricane Helene and did so much flooding damage to this town. But they're coming back and they're welcoming hikers.